feel like that when you're around other people, you're absorbing their emotions and regulating their moods, and you're like, why the heck am I doing this? You just feel this very deep internal drive, and it almost feels like that when you are experiencing joy and happiness and peace, if others around you are not, you start to kind of get sucked back in those lower frequencies with them. Well, I'm going to share an Akashic record session that I did just with a client in case it helps you on your journey as well. So the reason that we often do this is a safety trauma response from childhood. It's because we did not feel that we were able to just exist, that we always had to be mitigating other people's emotions and their thoughts and their behaviors, or maybe we were chastised for being in our joy or our peace, or we weren't allowed to express ourselves creatively or be loud or utilize our voice. And so we learn to shrink ourselves around others, or to invalidate our own feelings and pedestalize other people around us and their well-being. And so we carry that on into adulthood, even though consciously we know that's not a great behavioral pattern, because we've been on the self-awareness journey and we know that's detrimental. However, it's almost like we can't stop ourselves. Like, it just takes over. Well, it's not actually you, it's your inner children that are kind of taking over your consciousness, because they are going into survival mode. And that's because you have PTSD and memories and emotions that are all tied up with one another. So when your body senses this type of danger, it's held within your cells, and your body says, oh, alert, I need to regulate everything that's going on around me and control what's going on around me in order to keep me as a little one safe, even though you're not an inner child anymore. And so what I was explaining to her, the best way to do this is when you feel that pull to start taking on other people's emotions, and you start getting in your head and thinking, are they mad at me? Do they resent me? Oh, it's my job to make them happy. All of these things, is we need to, if we can, remove ourselves from that situation just for a second and say, hey, I need to go to the bathroom. I need to go step outside for a second, go to your car. I know that's not always possible, but when you can, and we need to take a big breath in and say, let's look around at our environment and our surroundings and notice that we are safe. Mom and dad, or whoever our caretakers were, are not here right now. I love you and you are okay. I am the higher self and I am protecting you. Do we need to talk about why we feel like we're going into survival mode right now, why we're going into panic mode? Let me remind you that it is not our job to regulate other people's thoughts, moods, and emotions. We needed to do that when we were little to keep ourselves safe, but we do not need to do that anymore. And is that always easy in the moment? No, because, we have kids, we have partners, we're out at a party, we're at a restaurant or the store, wherever we're at. But if you can just for a second stop the forward momentum train of your body getting super activated, and now all these memories and PTSD flooding, and we're having these heightened awarenesses, and we're kind of getting panicked. If we can simply just for a split second say, hey, I love you, you're safe, I'm protecting you. It is not our job to regulate other people's thoughts, feelings, and moods. And if you can say that just for a second, it detaches you from the PTSD and trauma. Your body says, oh, wait a minute, this is not happening in real time. I don't need this mechanism. And then if you can, later in the evening or when you do have time, start speaking to your inner children and say, hey, I want to acknowledge what happened and how you're feeling. Why do you think that we felt the need to regulate other people's emotions? Why did we not feel safe in that moment? How can I cultivate more safety for you? What can I do to help you feel more loved and seen and heard and validated? And that is how you heal those wounds, abandonment wounds, because that is what the root is of doing that with people, of being overly empathetic and thinking that everything is your responsibility. And so you showing up for your inner children in this capacity is what's going to help you heal your body and your meridian lines and your chakras and all of those facets of you that are holding on to those cellular memories of that trauma response. If you continuously tell your inner children, we're safe, mom and dad aren't here, we're an adult, we get to decide what our experiences are with people, we don't have to just do what anybody else tells us to do, we are allowed to experience our joy and our happiness and our bliss, and I'm going to continue to be this guardian over you and remind you when you need it and have these discussions. That is how you liberate them from those times and spaces in the past, and how your body, again, lets go of that need to go into that survival mode. Remembering we are parenting our inner children like we needed to be parented. We are the friend to them that we needed. So just like you would tell your bestie, hey, you don't need to be doing that for other people. We need to be telling them that as well. So I would love to hear in the comments if you found this beneficial, if it helped you have a perspective shift. And if you want to learn how to connect with your inner children on a deeper level and become a new earth healer, you can join me in the Quantum Evolution Academy. And the information is in my bio, the comments, or the description box below. And I hope you and your inner children have absolutely a magical day today.